Hey, it's your boy Bobby B. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is the Ghost and Tariq team up. This is something that we would want to see in Power. That's a reason why a lot of people want the Ghost to come back to life or come back, because basically you'd like to see him team up with his son, especially with the stuff he's dealing with the Tejadas, Noma, Effie, all of them. When it comes down to it, yes, Ghost and Tariq have beef, but when it comes down to it, they will settle that in their own way. But right now, the Tejadas are the people that they're going to have to go up against should Ghost be alive, or will it be a situation when Ghost saw the setup, heard about the setup, and decided, all right, it's time I come out of hiding. My son needs me. The whole family needs me. I got to help everybody. So when it comes down to it, Ghost coming back, if he were to come back, teaming up with his son to take on the Tejadas, Ghost would have a plan, and he would dominantly compete with Noma. Even though he would have the Tejadas in mind, Noma's an international drug lord, and Ghost is used to dealing with international drug lords. He's used to dealing with bosses. And when it comes down to it, when it was Power Book 1, it was not a problem for him to take on someone like Lobos or Mulan or Jason. And these are people, Lobos was the head of his own cartel. Mulan was the head of the Serbian mafia. Jason was the head of the Serbian mafia as well. I want to say maybe Mulan was over the Russian mafia, but either way it go, they never had a problem tackling bosses. And when it comes down to it, Noma is a boss. She's one of the biggest power bosses to ever exist. She's international, and who better to take on her but Ghost himself? And not only that, if Tariq is taking on Noma directly, then that would just up Tariq's game, putting him on par with his father, but not as much background and things of that nature like how his father got. But when it comes down to it, seeing these two team up to go against them, they would be unstoppable, and I think this would truly be the most powerful team in Power. Just imagine if Tommy and Kanan was there with them as well. But when it comes down to it, that's one of the main reasons why we want to see Ghost come back. That's one of the main reasons why we'd like to see him team up with Tariq. We want to see him help his son, because everything he did, whether people agreed or did not agree, was for the good of his son and was for the good of his children and for their future. He knew being a drug lord could not last forever, especially when you're a black man. So he wanted to transition into a successful businessman, because they went farther than they expected, all because of his calculations and how he did things, and them playing a part in it as well. But when it comes down to it, Ghost teaming up with Tariq, he would more than likely take Tariq out of the life, because deep down inside, we have seen several times where Tariq said in Power Book 2 Ghost, he no longer wanted to be in the life. He no longer wanted this anymore. But his father consistently in Book 1 was telling him, yo, you don't want to deal with this. You don't want this life. It's a life of misery. It's, you don't want this. And Tariq was like, I want to be in it, da, 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 da. But now he has his regrets, where he has several times in Book 2 tried to escape the life. But now that's the perfect moment for Ghost to show up, not only to just save Tariq, but to help him get out of that life permanently and pretty much cover things the way he wants to cover them. So when it comes down to it, this is all he really wanted Tariq to do, was to leave the life. He wanted Tariq to say he no longer wanted it. He wanted him to get over wanting to be in the life, because Tariq only saw the fun of the game. And when you got an OG like Kanan by your side, and someone like Dre who's lived that entire life, having your back, it's very easy for you to feel comfortable with those people. Or Tasha, who's managing you, it's very easy to feel comfortable with someone like that. But he always wanted the best in the game to be his mentor. He wanted his father to teach him, and he's a lot like his dad. So imagine if Ghost was teaching Tariq, if he was mentoring Tariq, Tariq would have taken to everything his father taught him, and he would have tried to be just as good, if not better, at his father. So there is a version of Power, I believe, where Ghost does accept Tariq for who he is, teaches his son, and try to still position him to get out of the game. Because every single mentor, rather in real life, that I've ever met that was in this game, always says, know your number and have an exit plan. For Tariq, there was no exit plan. And apparently that was the same thing for Tasha and Tommy too. There is no exit plan. Tommy plans to die in that life. Tasha is technically out of that life, but she is ready to do whatever when it's time to come, as we saw with her taking on Monet. But when it comes down to it, Ghost coming back, helping Tariq exit the life, is something we definitely would want. It's something I can definitely see. Tariq leaving the life, or wanting and having a desire to leave the life, perfect ending. I just want to say to all of you that it's your boy Bobby B here. I just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down. And